Today we are going to discuss about nested loops in Python. So in simple terms, what is nested loop? Nested loop in the sense a write loop statement inside another loop statement. Okay. So I will show you the syntax how it look like. Nested in the sense defining the loop inside another loop. That's what nested loop. So this is not nested loop. This is just a loop, right? There is no another loop inside this. This is also not a nested loop because it's just a plain loop. There is no loop statement inside this loop, this block, right? There is no loop statement. So now I will go through the documentation and after that I will show you the nested statements. See, nested statements, nested loops. Here, while, see the syntax guys, while condition colon statements for item in iterator statements. Just to look at the syntax here. These these statements are defined inside this while condition, right? Inside the while loop, right? This is outer loop. Okay. This one is the outer loop. This one is the inner loop. This is the nested loop. So when this condition is true, these statements will be executed, and after that, this loop will be start. When this loop will start, nested loop starts. Whatever the statements available inside the for loop, those statements will be executed. After completion of this loop iteration, it will go and check this condition again. Again, if this condition is true, Python control comes and execute these statements, and again it will start this loop. After completion of this loop, again it will go and check this condition. This cycle is keep on going on. First while loop starts, after the statements will be executed. After that, these statements will execute for every iteration in this iterator. After completion of this for loop, in nested looping, it will go to the parent loop again, start executing the statements. See here, this syntax refers to the writing for loop inside a while loop. This is while outside is the while loop and inside is the for loop. So in simple terms, we are writing the for loop statement inside another loop statement called while loop. Okay. Same thing is here. Here if you observe it, for first we are writing for loop colon enter and some of the code statement in some sample some code here, and after that we are starting the while condition. Outside in this context, outside loop is for loop. Inside we have another while. So what is happening for item in iterator? Item is going to fetch get the first value from the iterator and execute the statements. And while condition, if this whatever the condition we are going to write, if that is true, these statements is going to execute here. So how many times these statements execute totally depends on the condition. It's just simply while behavior, wherever it is. Okay, it will keep on execute like this. In this context, inside a while loop, I am defining another while. This is nested loop. This one is the outer loop. Here, inside a for loop. This is outer loop. This is nested loop. This one is the nested loop. This one is the outer loop. Are you clear? How nested statement loop statement looks like? Everyone, please tell me, are you clear? Syntax wise. So, yeah, I am going to show you some examples. Okay, after that, we are going to write some examples on this. Here, the nested loop example, I just created some sample example to demonstrate this nested loop syntax. That's it. Create a list of even numbers between 1 to 10. But this is not the right or wrong solution, but just I am giving the approach how we are writing this. Here, if you observe it, even list is equal to one empty list. for item in range of 1 comma 11. That means that range function is going to return the 1 to 10 sequence numbers, right? So when for loop starts, item 1 will pay, item is going to be pay, get one value from the sequence assigned to this item variable. So when I refer variable, I will get the value, whatever we have assigned there. So 1 model 2 equal to 0, false. If it is false, these statements are not going to execute. Clear? When these statements are going to execute, when this condition is true, when the while loop starts, then only the body of the while loop is going to execute here. So like this, the next iteration, it will go and get the next value. Item value 2. 2 module 2 equal to 0. Yes. Even listed append item. Adding the number into this list. After that, we are breaking. Break statement is used to break the loop, terminate the loop. Here, this break statement is available inside the nested loop. That means that this break is going to stop this looping mechanism, nested loop mechanism. Okay, and it will go and start get the new value again. We will get the 3 item value 3. 3 module 2 equal to 0. There is some remainder. So this code is not going to execute. Clear, guys? So here uh, I am going to show you the syntax of break and continue statement, loop control statement. But for now, just look at the syntax. Here, which one is the nested loop? Can someone tell me? For loop or while loop? Which one is nested loop here? While loop. Very good. This is outer loop. This is inner nested to this for loop. Okay. So like this, I'm going to write some examples on this nested loop now. Okay. The syntax is something like this, guys. I'm just going to write the syntax for you first. Already showed you the syntax, but again I'm writing. For where in, let's say, sequence or iterator. Sequence or iterator, colon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 spaces. Inside this, you can write another loop, where to in iterator or sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, statements. Here also you can have some code before going to execute. You may write some statements here also. So basically, the syntax looks like this. So nested in the sense that first we define a one loop. Inside this, we are defining another loop. So this concept is called as nested loops. Okay. So same thing is applicable for while also. While some condition one, for example, condition one, colon, enter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 spaces. Here some statements, whatever code you want to write. After this, inside you can have a while loop, we can have for loop also. I'm just writing while loop for your understanding. Condition 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here, this is the outer loop. This is a nested loop. Nested to which loop? This loop, right? While loop. So I'm going to write a one program here. write a program to generate the table of 2 and 4. So table in the sense this is right, 2 into 1 equal to 2, right? 2 into 2 equal to 3. Did you remember this concept? Tables. So let me write this. I will give some numbers. Let's say for num1 in list of 2 and 4. I want table for 2 and 4. 2 comma 4, for example. Here, so here I want to create a table for 1 to 10. Every number needs to multiply with 10 numbers. So for num2 do you know range? What range does? Range of 1 comma. I want till 10, so that I need to give 11 here. Last value will be excluded. Here print num1 into num2. So basically here I am writing some string for you. So this is a F string format. Do not worry, I will tell you syntax when you are discussing about num1 into num2. These are like a placeholders. So here, this whatever output it is going to generate, it is going to show in the output. Let me show you that. So I am just adding this to distinguish the output between other programs and this one. So let me run this program. Just right click, run while loop. See it here, 2 into 1, 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6. I am able to generate till 10 or not. After that, it started for fourth table also, right? Till 10. So like this, if you need a separator, okay? After completion of second table, I need to have some separator. Let's say print some star star star. So let me run this program. Here, after completion of second table, before starting the other table, it is added some print statement. So it started the fourth table also. Now, if you want to add another table, I can simply add this. Let's say sixth table I want. I can simply run this. Is it generating or not? Second table, fourth table, sixth table. So in this kind of context, do we need loop or not? Here,
No.
outer loop is iterating 3 times. 3 times these statements are going to execute. What is outer loop? This one, right? So here, let me show you the execution, how it is executing internal. What is the, let's say when I run this program, Python will start this statement, right? Here, what is the num value? Num is equal to 1, right? This variable value will be not 2. This first value is 2, right? This 2 is assigned to this num. Now, for num2 in range of 1 comma 11, that means that this is going to generate 1 to 10 numbers. See here, num2 is what? Very first time, num2 is equal to 1. Let me comment this. Num2 is equal to 1. So, here what is num1 value? 2, right? Into what is num2 value? 1, right? first iteration 1 equal to num1 into num2. That means that this num1 2 into 1 2 num1 is 2 into 1 num2. What is the 2 into 1? This one, right? 2 into 1 is equal to. This output is coming from this expression, guys. This output after equal, whatever the output it is going, this is just a code. It is going to execute, do the multiplication, produce the output. So now, do not worry about this format. I just added this format to come like this. Now, after completion of this, it will go and fetch the num2 value, right? 2. See it here. Inner loop is iterating here. How many times it is going to repeat this? It is going to repeat 10 times based on this length, right? 10. Now num value is 2. Num1 is 2. Num2 is 2. 2 into 2, yeah, what? 4, right? 4. And it will go on to get the new value. Now num2 value is 3. 3 into, num1 is 2. Num2 is what? 3. 2 into 3. 2 into 3, 6, right? I'm getting 6. And it will go on to get the next value. Like this, it keep on 2 until num2 is become a 10. For example, 10 now. So 2 into 10. 2 into num2 value is 10. What? 20, right? Yes or no? 20. So after that, this loop is going to be stopped, right? Because it iterated all the items. There are no items left after 10 came here. So when this loop stops, it will go and execute this statement. That's why we are saying this statement. Okay. And after completion of this, it will go to the outer loop again and fetch the next value 4. Now num1 become the 4. So for 4 also, this loop is going to iterate 10 times because of this range. We are going to see this kind of table. Same thing is applicable for all the numbers. So in simple terms, this loop is going to execute 3 times. Iterate over 3 times. This loop is going to execute 3 into 10 times. Yes or no? This loop is going to execute 10 times. Yes or no?
Yes.
So if here we have a 3, for every item in the outer loop, it is going to iterate 10 times, right? If you have a 3 into 10, 30 times this loop is going to execute. Yes or no? This is executing 3 times only, outer loop. But inner loop is executing 10 times for every item. Yes or no? That's our requirement. Because I need to generate the table for till 10, right? Clear this point? Did you understand this point, guys? Nested concept.
Yes. Understand.
Okay. Let's write another example. Write a program to get all names starts with write a program to get simple terms. Let's say I have a name select. Okay, I have a name. So I'm just creating one use case to demonstrate another example. So here Here we have names. So here my requirement is, so whoever name is starting with S character, I want to print the individual character. Let's say my output would be like S. These all characters, right? S, A, Y, A, M. I want to print like this. But I don't want to print every name characters. I want to print only whose name starts with S. Are you clear, guys? Everyone understood the requirement?
Clear.
Let me show you that. For name in names. So for name in names means every iteration this name is going to be assigned to this variable. This one time is the Syam, one time is Raghu, one time is Vamsi. But we want to check, right, whose name starts with that. If this name is starting with S character, I want to print every character individually like this. So first I need to check the condition, right? If name dot, not names, name dot starts with S colon, so what it does is name dot starts with S means name in the sense in first iteration Shyam, second iteration this name is the Raghu, third iteration Tosh, Vamsi, right? When this Syam came here, Syam dot starts with S. This name is starting with S only, right? That time this function returns the true value. If this condition is true, if condition code is going to execute, right? Whatever code we write here. So here, yeah, it is starting with S. Okay, we decided. After that, what is our requirement? We want to print the individual character, right? Again, we have to do for char in name, right? Print char. Let's say, but this char. Print char. So here, what is happening? When this for loop is going to start, when this condition is true, yes or no? Here, this is our for loop. Inside a for loop, we have a if statement. Inside the if statement, we have a for loop. Clear, guys? For loop can be there anywhere. Inside if or outside if, doesn't matter. Based on our requirement, you can write anywhere. So let me run this program. Let me just to separate this with some stars. So this stars is this output. After that, I am saying Sham is coming. But here, all are like combining, right? The output. So let's say after completion of this loop statement, I want to have a separator, some separator. Let's say add some separator here. Let me run this program again. See, Sham and Santosh also name starts with S, right? That's why it is printing. But it is not printing R, right? Raghu and Vamsi, because these names are not starting with our criteria. Sir, but if you want to print only whose name starts with R, just change here, run this. This time it is just going to print only Raghu. Why only Raghu? Yeah, there is only one name, right? Are you clear, guys? This is how we write for loops, nested statements in Python. Okay.